He had insisted at the time that Colonel Bedwyn owed him nothing, that in a battle it was a soldier's duty to watch the backs of his comrades, particularly those of his superior officers. He was right, of course, but his colonel had never forgotten the obligation. "My sister," the captain said now, his eyes closed again. "Take the news to her." "I'll do it in person," the colonel assured him. "I'll inform her that your last thoughts were of her." "Don't let her mourn." The man's breath was being drawn in on slow, audible heaves. "She has had too much of that. Tell her she must not wear black. My dying wish." "I'll tell her." "Promise me." The voice trailed away, but death had still not quite claimed him. Suddenly he opened his eyes wide, somehow found the strength to move one arm until he could touch the colonel's hand with limp, deathly cold fingers, and spoke with an urgency that only imminent death could provoke. "Promise me you will protect her," he said. His fingers plucked feebly at the colonel's hand. "Promise me, no matter what." "I promise." The colonel bent his head closer, in the hope that his eyes and his voice would penetrate the fog of death engulfing the agitated man. "I give you my solemn vow." The last breath sighed out of the captain's lungs, even as the words were being spoken. The colonel reached out a hand to close Morris's eyes and remained on one knee for a minute or two longer, as if in prayer, though in reality he was considering the promise he had made Captain Morris. He had promised to take the news of her brother's death to Miss Morris in person, though he did not even know who she was or where she lived. He had promised to inform her of Morris's dying wish that she not wear mourning for him, and he had sworn on his most sacred honour to protect her. From what, or from whom, he had no idea. No matter what. The echo of those last 3 words of the dying man rang in his ears. What could they possibly mean? What exactly had he sworn to? No matter what.